Morning guys from here in Massana.
Here we are in Malaga Airport.
We're in the city of Brussels, the capital. Welcome to the centre of Porto.
Welcome to Marrakesh. A very good morning guys from me here in the parish town of Lamasan. And today we're going to take a walk around Lamasan as it's one of the bigger parish towns and the bigger towns here in the country of Andorra. And we'll see what Lamasan has to offer the tourists coming here and visiting. And I'm sure we're going to find some interesting stuff, but of course with everywhere in Andorra, look at this breathtaking scenery, this nature, just breathing in this fresh air. Wow, fantastic guys. But come on, it's time to start exploring. Let's go.
So let's cross the parish boundary as we arrive in Lamasan here. You can see there's a trail taking you all the way to the capital city. But let's look at these beautiful views now over the town. I think it's absolutely stunning. You can just see a little bit of snow still remaining on the tips of the mountains. But yeah, what a lovely day.
Now today's the 5th of May and I think I'm a little bit early for the peak hiking and visiting time. June, July and August, these are the best times to visit here Lamasan or indeed Andorra. If you want to go hiking, obviously not if you want to go skiing. It does get quite hot here with temperatures reaching up to 30 degrees in the summer, but wow, perfect time to visit, especially if you want to go out into the nature.
So let's take another scan around Lamasan. We can see some old buildings mixed in with some new modern buildings, but as we walk into the centre we come across this very unusual structure. So let's go and do a little bit of investigating and find out what it is.
So I think it's safe to say we found the city centre area of Lamasan. Well, I wouldn't really say it was the city centre area, but let's say the town area. Now let's go and have a little explore and see if there's any ancient historic buildings for us to find, any little alleyways we can wind down like we did in the previous episode in Ordino. Come on, let's see what Lamasana's got to offer.
So we can see the snow there on the peaks of those mountains as we look around.
So that explains this strange looking structure behind me. It's actually a ski lift. It goes up into the mountains. It's actually pretty cool, pretty impressive. And it's a shame we can't get a chance to ride any of the ski lifts or mountain lifts as it's not the time of year for them to run. But come on, let's keep exploring Lamasan.
It's a real shame we don't get to try any ski lifts, but look what we've found. We found a comic museum here in Andorra. Not only that, we've stumbled across a flea market. We can see people selling their second-hand clothes, and well, I guess this is where the normal non-rich people of Andorra hang out. Now there's a lot of millionaires that live here, but there's also normal people on normal wages that live here in the Principality, so this must be a spot for them.
So look what we found behind us here. It's like a old clothes market, a used clothes market, and there are actually some good brands in there. I saw some pretty decent jackets as well. I'm not going to buy anything, obviously. I don't think I ever will buy second-hand clothing, but yeah, just showing you how the rich people actually really survive and keep making themselves even richer. But come on guys, let's keep exploring Lamasan.
Anyway, let's try and find some old Pyrenean buildings and the old town of Lamasan. I think we're getting close, looking at the architecture and the age of the buildings that are in shot now. So let's see if we can go a little bit deeper.
I'm not quite sure if Lamasan has a historic centre like the previous village, Ordino, but if it is, I think it would be in this area. This is where we start to lose those modern buildings and start to see these stone brick buildings. So come on guys, let's do some exploring.
So here we are guys, this is what we want to see, the ancient way of life, and there are these friendly locals that gave us a wave as they passed on their bike.
So look at that, I was right. This is the historic centre of Lamasan, and we can see it's confirmed behind me by this sign in Catalan that says Barri Antic, which means Old Town. Come on guys, let's have a little explore and see if we can find anything interesting.
So, look at this house. How old is this? I couldn't even tell you.
Now take a look how old this house is behind me. I don't think I've ever seen such an older house in my life. This must be the oldest house in Andorra, and it even looks like it was a little bar back in the day. I don't know if it opens now or if it's still functioning, as it is only 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. But yeah, that is a pretty impressive building. But come on, let's keep exploring Massana.
This also looks like a very, very old structure. There's something cool we found here. It's a little riverside bar, and it's a shame it's not open. We also have a little building here, maybe a refuge, who knows, as we pan around the riverbank here. And maybe we should try and get a little bit closer to the water. But look at this, an old school well.
So we can see the old town behind us leads us right to the riverbank and right up to some buildings here. So let's take a look, and you can hear the river is so fast flowing at the moment, and the reason for that is all the snow at the top of the mountains are melting. Just a week ago this place was absolutely covered in snow, but now you can see the ground has thawed and spring has arrived here in Andorra. So yeah, let's get some nice river shots here in the historic centre of Massana.
I do love this little building by the river. Can you imagine living there, or who lived there back in the day? But look how fast the river is flowing here, and I just love staring at the waterfall here. It's a beautiful shot.
Wow, I think that was the first for me and a first for the channel. I have never filmed a waterfall before, although I have seen waterfalls before in my life. I don't think a waterfall has featured on the channel. So yeah, fantastic. You can see absolutely everything here in Andorra. You really are in the heart of nature. But come on, let's find our way out the historic centre and let's wrap this episode up.
We can see a little stream here running through the old town and meeting with the river as we try and find a little bit more of the town centre.
So even the urban areas here in Massana are so pretty and so nice. They still keep this look of the Pyrenees architecture, yet they're not as old as other buildings that we've seen in other parts of Andorra here. So absolutely fantastic. See why people would live here, you know. I'd be quite happy in a place like this. Unfortunately though, it does snow often, so I'm not a big fan of the cold weather, hence the reason we're coming at this time of year. But let's just have a little nosy up a couple of these streets, and I think it'll be time to end this episode. So come on, let's see what else we can find. So every time I come here, I think, alright, that's it, that's the end of the city, we're not going to find anything else. And then we find this lovely little town square with this very old church behind me here. And if you look, if I turn myself round, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it very well could be the town hall here. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Definitely a place to visit, Massana. And wow, we've got the bells. The bells interrupted that little piece of camera there, but wow, it's amazing what you can see in such a little country, hey? It's a little country that not many people know about, but there's just so much to find here. So, as I've said before in this series, if you're thinking about coming here, don't think anymore, just book.
So here we are guys, I think this is going to be our last shot of Massana.
So there we are guys, unfortunately that's it from me here in Massana. And what a beautiful little place to explore. Again, we've only had about an hour and a half here, so we haven't managed to see everything. But if you're coming here, well, you're in for a treat guys. But from me here in Massana, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you all on the next adventure.